Ladies and gentlemen, Abdullah with you here from Freedom for All. In this video, I will try my very best to explain the first principle of the law. The very principle we might want to remind ourselves and master at the hardest times of life. Let's first see what Neville has said about the first principle. I want to talk to you about the first principle, which you can always fall back on when in doubt. The first principle is, be still and know that I am God. No matter what happens, turn within and be still. Know that your awareness is God and that all things are possible to you. This principle is based on a verse from the New Testament, Psalm 46:10, which says, "Be still and know that I am God." This verse means that we should calm our mind and recognize our true identity as God. We should realize that our awareness is the source of everything and that all things are possible to us. This principle is especially needed when we are in difficulties, when we face challenges or obstacles, when we feel stressed or anxious, when we seem to lose hope or belief. In these situations, we should not panic or despair, but we should turn within and be still. What does it mean to be still? It means to quiet your mind and relax. It means to be neutral in any situation. It means to stop thinking about the past or the future and to focus on the present moment. It involves to let go of your worries, fears, doubts, judgments, and anything that is undesirable. Most importantly, it means to surrender to the flow of life and to trust in the power of God. Why should we be still? Because we have God in all of us. Because God is not something outside of us, but the infinite being within us. God is our true self, our inner being, our higher self, to whom we live within as humans. By being still, we can connect to that infinite being. Now, the second part of the principle. What does it mean to know that I am God? It does not mean that we should claim to be God in an egoistical or arrogant way, but that we should realize that our infinite awareness is the source of everything and that all things are possible to us. It means that we should acknowledge our origin and our true destination as God, where our infinite power resides. There is a verse from Qur'an I find similar to put here, which says, "Indeed we belong to God, and indeed to Him we always return." This verse is simply a reminder of returning to God consciousness during difficulties. Consciously returning to God involves turning within, self-surrendering to our true being, and our acceptance of the infinite power of divine imagination. I just mentioned the term divine imagination here. It is not separated from human imagination, but there is one subtle difference here. I will try to explain it with a quote of Neville Goddard. He said, "Divine imagining has no restriction to place upon. Human imagining has one, and that is to believe. The only restriction from human angle to achieve anything is to believe with the heart. And it becomes possible when we are able to accept the infinite power of divine imagination. So whatever the situation is, when you fully accept and believe in the power, in the infinite power of your divinest self, your own divine imagination, you automatically place more attention to the subjective world, no matter what you keep experiencing in the objective world. The first principle following the Bible verse, even with the similarity of the Quran verse I explained, imply that we should turn within and recognize our true identity as God, so that we can align with the true divine being we live within, which is the infinite love of God in us. This principle, in my opinion, should be remembered always by everyone in the journey of life. In fact, it is the best principle to master to overcome the difficulties of life. You can have multiple destinations to reach, but life is more of a journey than a destination. If during the journey you are perfectly aligned to the infinite love of God consciousness, then of course, destination must be joyful. Hope you enjoyed this video. You can share your opinion on the first principle in the comment section. Thank you very much for watching.